Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Catherine, and on today's video I'm going to be going over why your Outschool application got denied and what you can do to reapply. I highly suggest reapplying just because I cannot express how much of a blessing Outschool has been to me and to so many other people. Like, if you just type in how much do you make on Outschool in a month, how much do you make on your first week, you'll get so many search results. People have the potential to make crazy amounts of money. It just depends on you and how much you want to work, what you want to teach about, and stuff like that. So it's an amazing opportunity. So if you've gotten denied or rejected, don't let that crush you. Don't take that personally. I watched Angela Silva's video earlier today, which is a great video, so I will leave it in the description. Definitely check that out. I got some pointers from her so I can help some of my applicants who've gotten denied. She said, don't take it personally. I mean, it's all business. It's absolutely nothing personal, so don't take it personally. Don't think like Outschool's coming for you or, I don't know, something ridiculous like that. Just see what you can do to make your application better, to stand out, and to really hit the mark of what they want. You know, they're looking for quality teachers. They're looking for certain things, which I'm going to go over in this video. Inspirational quote. In life, there are lessons. Either learn or they're lessons. What's the quote? I don't remember the quote. I can't remember the exact words, but basically you can't fail. There's only lessons. So you can learn from this and try again, which I highly suggest. Again, I cannot stress how great an opportunity Outschool is for anybody, and it's so much fun. I have so much fun teaching my classes. I actually look forward to them, which I can't say I've ever looked forward to work before. I can say that honestly. I really enjoy them. And so anyway, I'm going to stop rambling about it. I'm going to jump in to what you can do to make your application better, to stand out, and to get accepted the next time you try. Or that be your second time, your third time. Like Angela said, she tried 3 times. She had to fill out the application 3 times before she finally got hired. I know other people who've tried multiple times. You just have to make some changes. Just some simple changes and you'll be good. So let me jump into it right now. I'm going to be going over what you can change on your written application part, so those 3 questions, and also what you can do for your application video to make it better, stand out, get hired this time. But let's start with the questions. What Outschool is looking for is passion. They want lots of details. They want to know a lot about you and why you want to teach certain classes and what your goal is pretty much on Outschool, right? First of all, just applications that I've seen, you need to include more detail. Don't put it in bullet points. Don't write half-ass sentences. You need to write out full, eloquent sentences. The subject, predicates, you know, object, all that fun stuff. Explaining your background, what you want to teach, and all your degrees and certifications. And also, don't forget to include certifications that are expired. They want to know those as well as the ones you currently have. For the first question, when they ask about background, you need to include everything. Now, everyone has experience. Just because you're not, you know, a traditional brick and mortar teacher. I'm not a typical brick and mortar teacher. I was an accountant up until a year ago. So anyone can do this job. You just have to think, okay, what are times that I taught children? What are times that I can include in this? Believe me, you have tons of experience, okay? On my application, I said that I have 8 years experience teaching, and that's true. But I wasn't, you know, I wasn't a 2nd grade teacher full time. Do you know what I'm saying? For example, I taught swim lessons over the summer. That counts. I tutored, you know, on the weekends sometimes. That counts. I volunteered at the YWCA for a few weeks. That counts. That's my personal experience. But in your personal experience, maybe that's babysitting. Maybe that's teaching your nieces and nephews how to read and write, or, you know, teaching them math. Just think of teaching experiences or teaching times and include that. Be like, I've taught reading and writing to children ages 4 through 7. And if it was your nieces and nephews, so be it. You don't have to include that necessarily, but you did teach them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Definitely go more in depth on your past experience, your background, and working with children in a teaching environment. Some people have sent me applications and it's literally just 1 sentence. It's like, I was a tutor on the weekends. It's like, okay, well, can you tell us what you taught? Go into detail. So like, what subjects did you teach? What ages did you teach? How long did you do it? Did you do other stuff? I promise you've done other stuff. Whether that be nannying, babysitting, Sunday school, tutoring sometimes, volunteering, literally anything. You just might need to sit down and brainstorm it for a minute, but I promise you, you have tons of teaching experience. You just have to make it sound good on a piece of paper. Hello, different Catherine, different day, different video. When I first filmed this video, it was before Outschool made their updates, so I liked a lot of the points I made in the original, so I'm keeping the stuff I liked, but Camo Catherine is going to make an appearance and tell you things that pertain to the updated version of Outschool. Everything in this video is relevant to the current version of the Outschool application that they posted in July 2020. So everything that I just said, 1000% true. I will tell you this, I know this video is kind of long, but if you watch my application walkthrough and tips video and my application video, the two updated ones, super helpful. So if you are reapplying, or if this is your first time applying, go watch those. I go into so much detail. Also, the two articles that I keep mentioning in this video, the how to become an Outschool teacher and how to make an amazing Outschool application, go read those. If you get nothing else, go read those. In the application article, they give actual examples. Like, this is a good application. This is an okay application. This is a horrible needs work application. So it's really helpful to compare to what you've already written and just adjust from there. And it's straight from the horse's mouth. Because I don't work for Outschool, but they do. I mean, I teach on Outschool, but I don't, you know, I don't hire people, so I just help you. So definitely read those articles. Besides everything I just said, I just wanted to add a couple more things. In your application, detail, like I just said, but also explain things. Like, I worked for VIP Kid. The person who's reading my application may not know what VIP Kid is, so I would explain what VIP Kid is. Also explain your degree, like if you're a mechanical engineer. Like, in mechanical engineering, I did this, and this. I was very hands-on. Explain. So definitely watch my walkthrough video because I go into way more detail about this, but definitely explain everything because you don't know who's going to get your application and they may not know, all of the program or degree you got. They may not know the details and how that's helpful to them. Does that make sense? Like what you even did during that time, what that even means, what even the program is. So explain everything. Also, be sure to add years. So like maybe the years that you did this, definitely add the ages of any kids that you taught. That's super helpful for them because they want to know the age range. I think I said that right. They want to know the age range of what you've taught or who you've taught. And remember, this is an elevator pitch. Talk yourself up. So don't be like, oh yeah, I taught my nieces and nephews, but like that's like nothing. No, be like, I taught little Jimmy how to read and write. If it wasn't for me, he would be illiterate. Not that aggressive, but you know what I'm saying. Talk yourself up. Don't downplay yourself. You're a great asset. You would be perfect on Outschool. Show them that because they don't know you. They don't know how perfect you are, so tell them. The next question, what do you want to teach on Outschool? So this is another, I think this is really where people get tripped up. I think people put things that they think Outschool will like, and Outschool sees through your BS, okay? Outschool wants to know what you're passionate about teaching, because if you're passionate, it's gonna show in your classes, it's gonna make an impression on the students, and it's gonna make them look better. So if you're like, I want to teach a class on puberty, this is how I will do my class. It's like, I don't think you're passionate about puberty. I have doubts about that. Don't think that's true. Like I was just saying, definitely talk about your passions. They want to have a well-rounded picture of you. They want to know, what types of classes that you would like to offer. Now, whatever you talk about, you don't necessarily have to write the class about it. Because remember, after this question, they want you to outline a whole class. Just list a few things. Say, I love to hike, I love being out in nature, I would love to teach about plants. I'm also interested in animals, I love animals. I have always volunteered at shelters and blah, blah, blah. No matter what you talk about, kind of go into your expertise about it a little bit. Because you can teach anything on Outschool, but just to get your foot in the door, Outschool wants to see what your expertise is and what your background is. So on my application, I didn't talk, on my background portion, I didn't necessarily talk about makeup or anything, but in the what my passions are portion, I talked a lot about makeup. It's like, I was a makeup artist for 7 years, I love makeup, I would love to teach outer beauty and inner beauty to students on the Outschool platform, and I just went into detail about makeup, what I would teach, all that fun stuff. So even though I didn't put it in my background, I definitely explained it there. Angela Silva mentioned this in her video, which is a great video. I think I put that in this video somewhere, but if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's about her applying to Outschool for like the third time. She applied to Outschool 3 times, got rejected the first 2, finally got in. She said alignment is super important, which means whatever you're saying that your background is or expertise is in, Outschool kind of wants to see where you would teach on that. Does that make sense? Like, if I just started saying, I would like to teach basketball, but I've never picked up a basketball in my life, I didn't talk about basketball, I just said, hey, I'd like to teach about basketball. It's like, okay, no. Do they want to know, have you played basketball before? Have you coached basketball? Did you play basketball in school? Explain why you want to teach about basketball. Does this make sense? So again, alignment. So just give a little bit about why you can teach something. And also remember, on this whole written portion of the application, since we're about to jump into the video part, Outschool wants to see that you're a great communicator. So if you put lots of effort and quality into your application, you make it an easy read, which means the grammar flows nicely, the punctuation is great. Get someone to proofread it, because if it's wonky, if it's hard to read, that means whatever you type out for your classes is going to be hard to read, and no one's going to sign up for your classes. Therefore, Outschool doesn't want you. I'm just putting it all out there, okay? So get someone to proofread it. If you're like, I don't know if this sounds good, I'm not the best at grammar and punctuation, have someone proofread it for you. And don't ask me to proofread. I can give you tips on what to add here and there, but I can't change your whole grammar style and your punctuation stuff. You gotta call somebody else for that job, okay? Sorry. So yes, make sure put lots of detail on there, lots of explaining, explain any program, degree, whatever you were in, you know, make it pertain to Outschool, talk about your passions, and then make a class about one of those passions. Just your favorite thing, maybe something that you can show and teach, because Outschool is all about showing. That's really important in the video, which we're about to talk about, but definitely make it to where you can show it, you can explain, don't just talk about it. It's not exciting if you just talk about it, you have to show. So keep that in mind when you're writing out your class thing. So, and again, go look at the articles. So important. I cannot stress that enough. Go look at the articles mentioned. I have them linked on my website. They're everywhere. Go read them. Super important. So see you in the next one. That's the application write-out part. Let's talk about the application video. I think a lot of people also get stumped on this. So Outschool wants to see where you're gonna teach. What does it look like? How do you present yourself? That's what you're showing in your video. So make sure you look presentable. I have a whole video explaining the application video. It's bomb. So be sure to check that out before you send in your application video, just so you make sure you hit all those good points. But I want to, in that video, I say that you can just have a blank wall and that should be okay. You can, and I still think that's okay, but we're not going for okay. We're going for Outschool, I'm your teacher, okay? Hire me, obviously. Look how professional I am. We're going for over the top. Yes, they are the perfect teacher. They can do this. Look how professional her background is. She is in a classroom. Look how nice she looks. Like, she looks like a teacher. She looks like she can teach. She doesn't look like, you know, she just woke up and decided to just talk to a camera. Do you know what I'm saying? Does this make sense? I would not do it against a blank wall or any blank walls in your house. I've seen people with like wooden walls, or they are, you know, against like a brick wall, and like it's pretty, it's fine, but it doesn't look classroomy. This is a platform based on subjects and classes and school things. Outschool. School. I highly suggest you go ahead and make a corner in your house or apartment somewhere if you want to do this and have a nice background. Now, I love my background. My background looks, you know, I mean, I could do other things. Like, you know, I don't love these. I could zhuzh this up more, but it's been working for me so far, and this is the background I had when I applied, so they liked it, so take notes. I'm obsessed with this map. This is a map by Nancy Taylor. She makes chef's kiss, beautiful maps. They are high quality, they are super nice. I have a link below and a discount code. If you use Catherine Davis at checkout, you get 10% off and get a little tiny commission, so I appreciate it. And I just got these at like Dollar Tree. This was Dollar Tree, and this I've had since I was like 2. It's very old. Say you don't like any of this, that's fine. Go to Dollar Tree, go to Target. I highly suggest Dollar Tree because you can get a ton of stuff for literally dollars, cents, pennies. When I first started, I went to Dollar Tree. I got a map, I got these things, and I had, what did I have? I think that was it, actually. I got some other props. So yeah, I just got a map. It was a really big map. It was a little bit bigger than this one. And I've had this since I started VIP Kid over 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So that's all I had. It looked like it belonged in the classroom, which is important. You want to look educational looking and professional, clean and nice. And it was bright and colorful. It was welcoming. You know, if I just had this, you know, beige colored wall, it would look okay. But it's not a classroom. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's totally worth going to Dollar Tree, spending $3 or $5 on a background. You can dress it up or dress it down however you like, and then filming your application video. I think it makes a huge difference because Outschool wants to see what you're doing, see where you're teaching, what you're doing. That was a very long tangent. I'm sorry. But on my website, CatherineDavis.com, there's a tab on my website called Outschool Application Process. And on there I have a whole tab about the classroom where you can get my stuff or, you know, other places, but how important it really is. Last thing about the application video, I know I just spent a lot of time talking about the classroom background, but it is super important if you ask me. Just trust me, just go get a $1 map. And if you think, I don't know, what if I get rejected again? Well, then you got rejected again. Try again. Okay, that's what this whole video is about. Just keep on trying. Adjust and retry. Also, another great point that I forgot to mention thus far, just in case, I feel like you are gonna pass because you're doing this work, you're watching this video, you're gonna go watch the other videos and articles mentioned in this video, but just in case, copy all your answers to Outschool and paste them on a Google Doc. That way, when you reapply, if you have to reapply, you can just adjust and pivot from there. You don't have to completely start over from scratch. Does that make sense? So, glad we got that out of the way. Again, classroom's important. I talk a lot about it. It's that important. And another important thing in your video is show, explain. Like I said in my video, my application video, I showed them my makeup desk. In this new updated Outschool version, I would show them a makeup tutorial. Isn't it boring that I'm just talking about it right now? Yes. If I was actually in my makeup desk showing you how to put on highlight, yes, that's way more exciting. Outschool wants to see that rather than me just talking about my makeup desk and how I like highlighting, and I'm really good at highlighting. They don't care what I have to say. Show them. Can't stress it enough. Show them. I do all that in my application video. So check that out if you have not already. And also in your application video, it's supposed to be 3 to 5 minutes, so I literally I would script out. I would make a script, rehearse it a couple times so it comes out, you know, it flows nicely. You can edit it on iMovie. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do, or you can do it in one take if you want to. Just perform what you already wrote on your application. So you're going to talk about you're going to show your classroom, you're going to talk about your background, your experience, right? I would keep that about a minute and a half. That includes experience, background, classroom, and any degrees or certifications, both current and expired. Fit that in the first, I would say, under 2 minutes, preferably like 1 to 2 minutes, right? The rest of the video, talk about your passions. Talk a lot about your passions. Again, that's super important because if you're passionate about it, the students get excited about it, they want to take your classes, they're going to pay you to have the classes, then Outschool gets a cut of that, everyone's happy. That's what they want to see. That's what they want to hire. So talk about your passions, go into your passions, then jump into the class you already wrote about. Just give them a little snippet, a little taste of what your classes would be like. So again, show them if it's makeup. We're gonna do a short tutorial today about putting on highlight, and you don't have to do every single thing that you mentioned in your class, you know, description that you wrote out, but again, just a little snippet so they get a taste of what your teaching style is for how you would teach and showing them how you would teach it. Again, this is all an elevator pitch, so be confident, happy, and smiley, and have fun in your video. It is fun. As long as you're talking about what things that you love, it'll show. So anyway, back to the video. I think that made a huge difference in my application video because I showed them. Don't just talk about it, just show them. Picture or it didn't happen type of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And I highly, highly, highly suggest checking out those 2 articles. The one about creating a teacher application and becoming an Outschool teacher. Both are by Outschool, so it's coming from the source. So cannot recommend it enough. Go read over those articles, skim over those articles, and again, on my website, I have a whole referral thing that walks you through each step of the application process, from clicking on the link to teaching your first class. I have everything. So I appreciate if you use my link, especially to look at those resources, because they are for my referrals. I will password protect it later, but so much craziness right now. So I know they're just kind of out in the open, but if you wouldn't mind using my link or telling Outschool that I referred you, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. You have no idea. It means the absolute world to me. If you would like to apply, my link is down below in the description on my website, Catherine Davis with 3 S's, and you can always email me questions if you'd like to. I hope this video was helpful. Again, if you have to apply 2, 3, 4, 5 times, I 10,000% think it's worth it. It's a work from home job. Make your own schedule. You set your own prices. Teach about whatever you want. I have a freaking office class, like what? That I make I make so much money from it, you know? Like, it's such a great opportunity that anyone can benefit from it. So even if this is your 6th time applying, please try and learn from what you've done before. Feel free to send me what you've typed out for your application video, if you are applying, and I can try and give you some pointers and tips. I do this for my referrals. So anyway, again, I appreciate when you use my link that is in the description. So I'm gonna stop rambling now. I hope this video was helpful. Please check out those articles. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, you can't fail if... No? I cannot get this quote right. I'm not a brick of this. And I was like, okay, that's...